Hey y'all, welcome back. Jason here.
Michelle, hey.
And we're the EKKO Nesters, and this is Dirty Dolly. She's our 2025 Winnebago EKKO built on the Sprinter chassis, also known as the
Sprekko.
the Sprekko EKKO. And if you've been following along with us, you'll know that Dirty Dolly has in some respect replaced Bad Betty.
Our Trekko.
Which Bad Betty is irreplaceable. She was the transit version. And obviously one of the reasons you probably clicked on this video is to learn a lot more about the Dinette. I'm going to call it the lounge configuration area and the different, would we say modes or mods that can kind of transform into.
Yeah.
So as we take you through this journey and kind of show you, and we share what our experience has been, not just a kind of how to assemble, but I think we'll probably just kind of talk about how we're using the space and whatnot. We hope you stick with us through it and follow our adventures and stick around for some more stuff. So I don't know, Shell, should we get to modding, configuring?
Let's show the modes of this
awesome
area.
I'm so used to saying mods all the time.
I think 4 or 5 modes this whole area turns into. It's very flexible.
It's gonna be cool. So
Yes.
should we jam? Oh, wait, we almost forgot. What was one of the main reasons we went with the Sprinter? There was other reasons I went, but for you.
My favorite thing about going from the Transit to the Sprinter EKKO is this area. It's a lot more roomier for entertainment, and it's a little more comfortable.
And we found that we can be social butterflies sometimes, and we tend to drag a lot of folks into a small area.
Plenty of room for that.
But hey, it's all good time. So let's get it started.
Let's do it.
All right, y'all. So we're going to be leaving the side sofa mode, which we're going to get into a little bit later. You'll notice the dinette table's now gone, and we're going to switch to travel mode. Now, what is travel mode all about for Winnebago's idea of travel mode? It means that you're going to be sitting back here, seated comfortably and securely, while the driver, of course, is facing forward and this chair is not turned around. So let's show you all how we would convert this space. So again, we're starting on the driver's side here. And as you see the side travel mode, if you will, set up, we're going to quickly convert this. The first thing that I like to do is pull the back cushion out. Just kind of tuck it right into place. I'll remove the other back cushion. Just kind of move it out of the way. You can go just about anywhere you want. You also know there's a protective magnetic cover here so that when that cushion is against here, sorry about that, that you're not going to be damaging it. Also, it has a nice little lip that sits into place. So again, I think Winnebago did a great job thinking all these steps through. And once you remove the lower, let's call it the bum cushion. I always wanted to say bum cushion. You've got 2 choices. You can raise this out of the way, or you can kind of slightly pull it back. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to bring the table up into play. As I'm pulling the table out, one of the things I want to make sure of is that I'm clearing my cushion. The likelihood of you damage it is probably pretty slim, but you'll notice that we bring it up into a full click. She sets right in, and you're kind of ready to do your thing. Now, you're going to notice that the table has an extension to it. Right underneath here, there's a little slide arm, and you can probably see right where my hand is. If you pull this all the way over, it's going to lock this into place. But, whoops, I almost got it locked into place. For now, I'm going to leave it down. So I like to think of this as they're referring to it as a travel mode. It's also a workstation mode. Later on, you're going to see how we're going to turn it into a dining mode. But when you're working on your laptop, your computer, doing paperwork, you're just kind of lounging, reading a book. You're forward facing with the driver. Got a beautiful view here. And it's quite comfortable. However, the good thing is, because I got a 3-point harness seatbelt right here, I might just go ahead and pull out the seatbelt here. Got it a little tucked away. Comes around the shoulder, allows you not only to be seated comfortably, but almost like first class here. I've never flown first class. I need to fly first class. And so let me get this cushion out of the way. I think one of the things that you should probably note, though, she's locked into place now, is if the seatbelt is interfering with the headrest cushion, it's okay to unsnap this, get it out of the way, and make sure that you're safely in your position. Now you're ready to travel. The other thing that I wanted to share with you, I'm going to go ahead and pull myself out here, is as we're removing this, you can see the seatbelt goes right back into place. So it's important to note that as you're playing with the seatbelt, getting yourself situated, it's not a bad idea to just make sure that the retraction feature is working properly and there's no interference here. The other thing that you're going to note is, let's say that you're traveling with a young one that needs to be in a car seat or some sort of booster seat. Winnebago did a great job again. Right down here, there's a tether point, a secured anchoring point, if you will. And you would, again, use your seatbelt according to your child seat manufacturer's instructions on that. This goes back into place. However, most importantly, well, not most importantly, another important step is that this table gets lowered back into the floor position. With a child traveling with you that's going to be in a car seat, this table cannot be in the upright position. In the event that something was to happen, they are too close to that table and that can be dangerous. So always make sure that table is put down there. That's Winnebago's recommendation. And then at that point, you put the seat in, you can begin your journey. So what do you say, Shell? Should we show them the next step here?
Yeah.
All right. All right, y'all. So we just left travel mode. We're still in the mode business right here with our Winnebago Sprinter EKKO, the Sprekko. And the next step is we want to show you the two-person, what would you call that? Dinette mode?
Yeah.
So we're going to go to two-person dinette mode, the TPDM mode. And one of the first things that I like to do is have the seat positioned about 90 degrees. The thing that I would tell you about this is Mercedes did a great job with where the controls and the functions are for your seat adjustments. There are multiple memory settings that you can include here so that each traveler that goes in can set that up. So let's say you set up one of the memory settings, which is just, hey, it's going to be my two-person dinette mode. You could do that. The seat will go into its configuration. I tend to do it manually. So I'm not going to spin the seat quite yet because that's going to come secondary. You're going to find out why. So as we're getting ready to convert things, one of the first things that I like to do is go ahead and bring the back seat cushion back into place because, again, it's going to be two people, not across from each other. Pull the backrest out, or a little magnetic protective cover, which I love. Set that back out of the way. The little bum seat cover, bum meaning the rear end of you. And then again, making sure that the cushion's out of the way. Carefully bring the table up. I bring it up nice and high so that I can lock it into place. And as I lower it, this is the point where I actually spin this chair. I'll have Michelle do a little clip in the video, but there's a lever here. I push it towards the driver's door. And as I release it, it allows me to spin and configure my seat where I like. The other thing that you'll note, just again from our travel mode, is you can bring, if you will, the extension of the table up. There's a little slide arm in here. You want to show them that slide arm right there. And if you engage it, which I will try to do, blindsided here. Oh, excuse me, folks. I haven't used this in a while. There we go. Woo, we never use that thing. So again, you can have a little bit of an extension. Maybe you got some hors d'oeuvres here and you're having a nice little meal. And then, Shell, why don't you join me? Even though we have our imaginary food right now.
Yes, very nice.
So it's pretty straightforward and simple. And again, it's just the reverse of what you saw happen. So Shell, should we take them into the next mode?
Let's do it.
All right, now it's time to go to our next mode, the U-shaped lounge mode, the USLM mode, as I like to refer to it. I really don't refer to it like that, y'all. So what is one of the first things that we would start out by doing? Well, it's up to you where you want to start. You could either start by pivoting the chairs around, or you could start with the table. I like to start with at least the driver's side chair on my initial pivot, then get the table into place. So again, things kind of follow suit here. You just basically are going to start by releasing the lever, getting your chair to spin around. Very easy there. Again, I'm leaving that one there for a reason. I'll show you why in just a moment here. So what Winnebago's done, they're giving us some nice little storage areas for our table. Our leg is clipped in to here. I should say maybe the pedestal, and our table's here. So I like to start by getting the pedestal leg in, and it just slips right into place. Pretty simple, straightforward. The other thing is to go ahead and pull out the table. It's just got a simple strap. As you're pulling the table out, one thing to keep in mind is the space is pretty tight, like any RV. Space is a premium. As I'm pulling it out, I just carefully guide it around the best that I can, and I'm getting ready to put it into place. But I want to show you all at least the way that I do it. If you notice the locking mechanism, the arm, if you will, which is right here, I'm going to face that towards the front of the vehicle. So as I pivot back around, and you've got a couple ways you could do this. You could sit in the seat and kind of find your own configuration, whatever's easier on your back, if you will. And I get that right into there, and she sets into place. Now, the nice thing is we have the table where we can configure it just about any way we want. You notice that I have more space if I configure it this direction, but again, I can pivot it. So this is where I like to keep the table moved over, allow myself to get on up, grab the release arm that's right underneath here again, and pivot my chair around. And the reason that I like to, get my leg out of here, keep this one over, as you're pivoting it around, it'll keep you from coming into conflict with the two chairs. Now, right now, if you're looking at these, they look a little awkward. Well, this isn't where you're going to leave them. Again, the adjustments for the seats are right over here on the door. So at this point, you're going to go ahead and maneuver the seats to your liking for spacing. And we'll just leave that one right there. And we'll maneuver this one to my liking, if you will. And there we go. So now, if I'm going to say 4 of us minimum, it holds a lot more than that, we're sitting here, we could spin the table around, figure out what's best for all of us, and we could enjoy a meal or some cards or something. So that's seat number 1, seat number 2, seat number 3, maybe seat number 3.5. Or, as again, I'm spinning the table out of my way. Sorry, back that way, y'all. I have another seat here, and I've got another seat here. So I like to think that you could put at least 5 adults in here, probably between 5 and 7 youngsters. And that kind of closes up the U-shaped dinette table lounge area. We got to come up with a good name for this, but close enough, y'all. So that's pretty much. And then to put everything back, again, you just kind of go back into place. And then remember, there are memory functions on the seats, so you could kind of play with those and get yourself a really techie setup like that. But I'd say that's pretty much it.
All right, we're ready for the single person sleeping mode. We're going to start by putting the tabletop for the base. We'll grab it out of its little cubby over here. Unsnap it, maneuver it around. Woo! And then we place it over here. You want to make sure the cushions are back and there's clear space on the ledge so you don't get your cushion. And you take the tabletop and you set it right here. Oops, yep. And then you tuck it in right here. And you got your base for your sleeping lounge. So you'll start by taking, got myself locked in, this headrest and snaps easily. This goes right here. And then you just kind of pull this down for another little spot. Flip this around. Got a nice little headrest. There you go. Want to hand me a pillow and blanket? Ready for a nap. Anyway, it's pretty darn cozy. You can lay either way. You could kind of get a little spot where you're laying down like this, or you can also come over here. Want to just kind of do the lounge, do a little reading. Put your foot up, get cozy. So yeah, we like this little spot. It's awesome too if you have an additional traveler. We have a few sons, and so we have got a nice little cozy space for them.
Very nice. I love it. All right, y'all. So before we close the video out, I have a question for you, Shell. Yeah. After you put the bed together, because you've never slept in this, I have when we traveled with the boys. Tell me what you thought about it. Now, I know you didn't sleep in it, but what was your initial feeling once you got a chance to lounge in it?
Very comfortable. Yeah, I could spend a little while on this lounge sleep.
Yeah, the sleep lounge mode.
Yeah.
And there's so many modes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point of this is there are so many modes you can configure. And I would say, again, we loved everything about our Trekko, the Transit EKKO, and we love so much more in that about our Sprinter EKKO. But I think this is really what spoke to us because, yeah, there's a little bit of change in the kitchen, but the bathroom was the same. The sleeping quarters are very similar. There's obviously some refinements here.
This was a game changer.
It was. It really is.
This has been amazing.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah, we've sat lots of folks in here, have slept here. I think we've used every mode known. You've actually, several hours of our driving, let's call it the travel mode.
Do my editing, YouTube editing.
A lot of stuff there. So we hope you enjoyed that as we took you through some of these steps. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, things that you'd like to have us share in the future, please let us know. In the meantime, we are going to be hitting the road soon, and I think I'll be sleeping in my bed because we're not going to bring anybody with us. So I think we'll just go to our regular dinette modes and our travel modes. But we're going to mode along here. So, all right, cheers, y'all.